Chosen one, you are not here by accident. Every moment that has led you to this space, every breath you have taken, every challenge you have endured, has been orchestrated by a hand greater than human understanding. There is a stirring within your spirit, a quiet activation that has been building beneath the surface, guiding you, nudging you, and aligning you with a purpose that only heaven could have designed. Even if the world around you seems unaware, even if the path has been lonely or misunderstood, this very moment is a confirmation you are awakening to your divine identity. This awakening is not superficial. It is not merely an intellectual acknowledgement or a fleeting emotional sensation. It is a deep spiritual recognition, a resonance within your soul that says you have been chosen. There are invisible forces at work, both seen and unseen, moving around your life, responding to the divine imprint that rests upon you. The battles that have felt confusing or relentless are not random. The pressures, the delays, the challenges, they are all part of a spiritual unveiling, a preparation for a destiny that will not remain hidden. Heaven has been whispering, guiding your steps, shaping your perception, and refining your awareness. Today, those whispers become clear. Today, revelation meets recognition. As this moment unfolds, understand that divine recognition is already at work around you. Others have sensed it long before you fully embraced it yourself. The spiritual world has acknowledged your presence, and the natural world is beginning to respond. There are forces that have been watching you, testing you, even resisting you, because your calling disturbs darkness and strengthens what is holy. This is why you may have felt tension, unexplained reactions from others, or shifts in environments where your light simply cannot be ignored. It is not personal. It is prophetic. Your energy, your presence, and your clarity are leaving traces visible to those who are spiritually sensitive, detectable even to those who do not fully understand the spiritual realm. Now, as you receive this word, allow your awareness to awaken fully. Let your spirit become alert, sensitive, and attentive. Heaven is revealing the signs, the confirmations that you are not just existing in the world, but that you are recognized and honored in the spirit. These signs are not abstract. They are active, living confirmations that your divine purpose is visible, your mantle is seen, and your assignment is undeniable. Every unexplainable reaction, every subtle observation, every spiritual stir around you is a confirmation of what heaven has already declared. Step into this revelation with clarity and confidence. As we explore these 8 signs, let your heart understand that each one is a confirmation of your identity, a validation of your calling, and a call to embrace your destiny without hesitation. The moment has come to awaken fully and recognize what has already been set in motion. And now, chosen one, hear the first sign. Sign 1, unexplained dislike. Chosen one. One of the clearest signs that people recognize your divine assignment is the unexplainable dislike that sometimes arises around you. It may appear suddenly, without reason, and it can feel confusing or even painful. You may wonder why certain individuals respond with irritation, subtle avoidance, or guarded behavior, especially when you have done nothing to provoke it. The truth is, this reaction is not about you. It is a response to the mantle that heaven has placed upon your life. Your presence carries a spiritual weight, an energy, a light that exposes what others hoped would remain hidden. This discomfort is prophetic in nature. It is a spiritual recognition of your authority, your calling, and the elevated path you are walking. Those who have not confronted their own insecurities, unresolved wounds, or spiritual stagnation will often respond defensively. Your clarity may be misread as arrogance, your confidence as intimidation, and your purity of intention as a threat to their own unhealed areas. Yet every reaction, however negative it seems, is a confirmation that your light is alive and undeniable. It disrupts darkness, stirs the spirit, and signals to heaven that the divine plan is unfolding through you. Consider how your presence has subtly shifted rooms, conversations, or environments. Perhaps you have entered a space and felt an almost tangible stillness, a change in tone, or a subtle tension that lingers without explanation. These are not accidents. They are signs that your aura is recognizable, that your spiritual fragrance is leaving impressions that some cannot ignore. For those aligned with God, your energy brings encouragement, hope, and inspiration. For those unaligned or wounded, it creates discomfort, a mirror revealing areas of their life they may have ignored. Do not shrink or apologize for the light placed in you. The unprovoked dislike is not personal. It is prophetic confirmation of your spiritual authority. It is a signal that heaven is marking you, and the enemy is reacting because your life is beginning to shift, the balance between darkness and light. You are not walking unnoticed. Your steps, your presence, and your very essence are visible to the spiritual realm and to those whose eyes are yet to see clearly. As you begin to understand this first sign, recognize its purpose. It validates your calling and prepares your spirit for the next level of recognition. This leads us to the second sign, where attention and observation, subtle yet unmistakable, reveal the deeper acknowledgement of your divine imprint. Heaven is not done speaking, and the awareness of your influence is only beginning to manifest. Sign 2, eyes that follow you. Chosen one another. Unmistakable sign that heaven has marked you is the subtle, often unconscious way people's eyes follow you. It is not always intentional, and it may not even register in their conscious mind, but there is an undeniable pull toward your presence. You may notice glances that linger just a moment too long, stares that seem to track your movement, or eyes that widen subtly when you enter a room. This is not coincidence. It is recognition, a silent acknowledgement of the spiritual imprint that you carry, the authority embedded in your aura, and the divine assignment that rests on your life. The energy you carry resonates on a level beyond natural perception. To some, your presence brings curiosity, drawing them into a quiet fascination, as though they are trying to understand what they cannot name. To others, it evokes unease or subtle defensiveness, a mirror reflecting unhealed areas or hidden insecurities. And yet to a few, it inspires admiration and awe, sparking a subconscious desire to learn, grow, or align with the light you represent. All of these responses are part of the same truth. Heaven has placed a distinctive signature on your life and the world, even when unaware senses it. This drawing of attention is not superficial. It is a spiritual response to the divine elevation upon you. The eyes that follow you are witnessing a blueprint of purpose, integrity, and alignment. They sense the discipline in your spirit, the clarity in your decisions, and the resilience that courses through your being. Some may try to imitate you, even unknowingly, while others are simply measuring the distance between their current path and the higher calling you are walking. Every gaze, every lingering look is a recognition of the unseen battles you have fought, the victories you have earned, and the mantle you have inherited from heaven. Understand, chosen one, that this natural draw is a validation of your calling. It confirms that your light is visible, your authority is sensed, and your presence has weight even before you speak. People are learning from you, shaped by your alignment, inspired by your endurance, and guided by the quiet power in your life. Attention, subtle as it may begin, often evolves into imitation as others begin to echo your actions, your words, or your spiritual posture. Heaven's marking on you is active. The recognition is real, and the influence is tangible. As you embrace this second sign, prepare to witness its evolution. The silent observation you evoke leads naturally into a deeper spiritual phenomenon imitation. When people begin to mirror the patterns of your life, it is further evidence of the divine authority you carry. In the unseen ways, heaven amplifies your influence. Sign 3, imitation. Chosen one another, unmistakable sign that heaven has marked you, is the subtle yet profound way others begin to imitate you. This mimicry may appear in small ways. At first, the phrases you use, the gestures you make, the habits you cultivate, or even the rhythm of your actions. Sometimes, it becomes more pronounced as people adjust their style, their decisions, or their approach to life in a manner that echoes your own. Do not mistake this for flattery alone. It is a spiritual response to the divine influence that rests on your life. Heaven has placed a mantle upon you that cannot be hidden, and the world, even without conscious understanding, reacts to it. Imitation is an acknowledgement, a silent confession that they recognize something rare and heavenly within you. Some emulate because they admire your authenticity, your discipline, your clarity, and your unwavering alignment with purpose. They are drawn to your example as a blueprint for their own transformation, even if they cannot yet articulate why. Others may imitate from insecurity, competition, or an attempt to claim a light they have not been given. This imitation can feel uncomfortable or even invasive, but understand that it is never a reflection of your value or authenticity. Your spiritual signature, your divine calling, and the unique rhythm of your life cannot be copied. They can mimic words, gestures, or patterns, but they cannot replicate the depth, authority, or calling that God has placed upon you. This phenomenon reveals a spiritual truth. Your life carries influence far beyond your words. People observe your endurance, your patience, and your alignment under pressure. They take note of your victories, your calm amidst chaos, and the way you navigate life with discernment and integrity. Even those who mimic without understanding are responding to a higher pattern, a frequency of purpose that only heaven could establish. The imitation is evidence that your life is already shaping environments, inspiring unseen growth, and acting as a beacon for those seeking direction. As imitation unfolds, it often brings confusion to others. They study you, measure themselves against you, and struggle to reconcile your authenticity with their own limitations. They wonder why your peace is intact, why your authority feels natural, and why your discernment guides you safely through storms. This confusion is not a reflection of your missteps. It is confirmation that heaven is raising you to a level of spiritual prominence that the natural mind cannot easily grasp. Chosen one, observe this pattern, the eyes that follow, the mimicry that emerges, and the confusion it generates are all connected. Imitation is a bridge from recognition to disruption, from observation to revelation. And it is through this divine interaction that heaven continues to affirm your calling and elevate your spiritual influence. Sign 4. Confusion. Chosen one another. Undeniable sign of your divine recognition is the subtle yet profound confusion that arises in those around you. This is not ordinary bewilderment. It is a spiritual response to the light, authority, and clarity that heaven has placed upon your life. When you enter a room, speak a word, or act in alignment with your calling, some will instinctively hesitate. Their brows lift, their responses falter, and their questions may appear oddly pointed or seemingly unrelated. This reaction is not random. It is the natural tension created when your presence disrupts old patterns, assumptions, and comfort zones that no longer align with the truth of your spiritual elevation. Confusion often manifests in attempts to decipher what they cannot fully grasp. People may ask questions, observe you quietly, or pause in conversation, as though trying to decode a blueprint hidden behind your very existence. They are confronted with a higher frequency, a perspective that exceeds their habitual understanding, and it unsettles them. They are not simply puzzled by your actions. They are encountering a spiritual contrast. Your discernment, your peace, and your alignment shine a light on areas within them that have remained dormant or unresolved. The confusion they feel is an unconscious recognition of their own spiritual gaps, limitations, or unawakened potential. This sign is a spiritual confirmation. Heaven is elevating you beyond ordinary perception. Your life is no longer easily categorized, and your calling cannot be fully interpreted through natural observation alone. People who are unaligned spiritually or resistant to divine authority will struggle to comprehend your decisions, your calm amidst storms, and your unwavering sense of purpose. Their confusion is not a reflection of your inadequacy. It is a mirror of their unpreparedness to face the truth your presence reveals. At the same time, confusion is a mark of separation and alignment. Those whose spirits resonate with your frequency may lean in, seeking understanding, guidance, or inspiration. Those whose hearts are unready may recoil, hesitate, or withdraw. Both responses serve a divine purpose. They reveal who is ready to walk in alignment with your calling and who is not. This discernment, though subtle, is a powerful confirmation that you are moving in the trajectory heaven has ordained. Chosen one, observe this pattern carefully. Confusion often precedes a deeper reaction, nervousness. The tension you inspire in others is a spiritual fingerprint of your authority, your elevation, and your unmistakable calling. It is the bridge that transforms recognition into tangible, observable reactions, setting the stage for the next layer of spiritual acknowledgement. Sign 5. Nervousness. Chosen one another. Unmistakable sign of your divine recognition is the nervousness you inspire in those around you. This is not casual unease. It is a spiritual response to the authority, authenticity, and divine anointing that radiates from your being. You may notice it in subtle, almost imperceptible ways: a wavering voice when someone greets you, fidgeting hands, avoidance of eye contact, or awkward pauses in conversation. These behaviors are not reflections of your effect on them. In a superficial sense, they are reactions to the spiritual weight your life carries. People sense the mantle on you, the aura heaven has placed over your purpose, and their spirits instinctively recalibrate in your presence. The nervousness some experience is a direct response to your clarity, your conviction, and the undeniable strength that shines from your inner alignment. It is not about intimidation. It is about recognition. Even without words, they are witnessing something beyond ordinary comprehension. Some may stumble over sentences, speak faster than usual, or become overly cautious, as though trying to protect themselves from the truth your presence reflects. This is the subtle mirror of divine authority. The light within you penetrates deeper than human perception, awakening self-awareness and calling attention to what they have yet to confront within themselves. Yet not all nervousness is negative. Some people feel reverence, quiet awe, or deep respect simply by being near you. They may sense stability, peace, or resilience in your gaze and composure. Their spirits recognize the sanctity of your journey and the trials you have endured, even if they cannot articulate it. This response is proof that heaven has marked you, that your spiritual signature is visible, and that your presence carries influence that transcends natural explanation. This sign naturally flows into the next stage of recognition guidance. Nervousness often draws people towards you, not out of convenience, but because they sense a spiritual compass within you. They feel a need to seek your insight, your affirmation, or your reassurance in moments of uncertainty. Your divine authority becomes a reference point, and their nervousness transitions into trust, curiosity, and engagement. Heaven orchestrates this dynamic to reveal not only your presence, but also your responsibility as a vessel of wisdom and discernment. Chosen one, understand this: the nervousness you evoke is not rejection, it is recognition. It is the spiritual acknowledgement of a mantle that is too weighty, too pure, and too elevated for ordinary perception. And as people gravitate toward your guidance, they are responding to the divine authority in you, the calling that flows naturally from the very essence of who you are. Sign 6. Seeking validation. Chosen one. As your spiritual presence continues to manifest, another unmistakable sign emerges. People instinctively seek your guidance, insight, and affirmation. This is not a casual curiosity or mere admiration. It is the subconscious recognition of the authority that heaven has placed upon you. Even without consciously realizing it, others feel drawn to your counsel, looking to you for clarity in moments of uncertainty or confusion. Your words, your discernment, and even your presence carry weight, because they are grounded in alignment, endurance, and divine experience. The flow of guidance you provide is natural and effortless because it originates from your authenticity and spiritual maturity. You speak not from ambition or desire for influence, but from the depth of lessons you have endured, the trials you have overcome, and the intimate connection you maintain with the divine. Your life itself becomes a living testament, a reference point for others who are trying to navigate their own paths. When they turn to you, it is a silent acknowledgement. They recognize that your alignment, perspective, and wisdom are rooted in something far greater than ordinary understanding. Yet this sign carries a caution. While people are drawn to your counsel, it is essential to maintain healthy boundaries. The recognition of your spiritual authority is not an invitation for others to become dependent on you for validation at every step. You are a guide, a reflector of divine truth, and a channel of insight, not a crutch for insecurity. Balancing compassion with discernment ensures that your influence empowers rather than enables, elevates rather than restrains. As you observe this seeking, you will notice a pattern emerging. The focus of others often shifts from guidance to obsession with your perceived missteps or weaknesses. This natural progression reveals the next sign obsession with perceived failures. Those who are drawn to your light may struggle with envy, judgment, or projection. But these behaviors serve as markers of the spiritual recognition you carry. Even their attempts to scrutinize or critique are unconscious acknowledgments of your influence and authority. Chosen one, understand this. The seeking of your guidance is heaven's signal. It confirms that you are not merely seen, but acknowledged. Your presence evokes a response that bridges admiration, respect, and sometimes subtle envy. And in this dynamic, the divine pattern of recognition continues to unfold, leading naturally to the signs that follow. Sign 7. Obsession with your failures. Chosen one. As your presence grows in divine stature, another undeniable sign will appear. People begin to notice your failures. This is not merely idle curiosity or negativity. It is a reflection of the spiritual weight you carry. Others are drawn to observe your struggles not out of malice, but because your journey illuminates resilience, endurance, and divine alignment. Your trials, setbacks, and moments of apparent weakness are magnified in their eyes because they recognize that every challenge you face is a testament to your spiritual calling. It is essential to understand this truth. Setbacks are not indicators of inadequacy or limitation. On the contrary, they are instruments of refinement, tools through which heaven polishes your character and strengthens your authority. Each difficulty, each moment of tension is a divine calibration, aligning you more closely with your purpose and revealing the depth of your influence. Those who observe your path are unconsciously acknowledging that your resilience is extraordinary, that the spiritual imprint you carry cannot be ignored or diminished. The obsession with your perceived failures is paradoxically a form of recognition. People watch because they sense the significance of your journey. They are subconsciously measuring your response to trials against their own understanding of strength and endurance. Even criticism, envy, or judgment is rooted in the acknowledgement that you operate on a higher plane, a plane of divine insight, spiritual authority, and prophetic alignment. Your authenticity challenges their perceptions and awakens their awareness of what true alignment looks like. As heaven orchestrates these observations, it also leads naturally to the next stage. Those who focus on your trials eventually seek your guidance. What begins as attention to struggles evolves into a recognition of wisdom. They see how you navigate difficulty, how your faith and clarity remain intact despite adversity, and they instinctively turn to you for counsel and reassurance. The very attention to your failures becomes an unspoken testimony of your spiritual calling, bridging admiration with reliance and elevating your influence further. Chosen one, let this truth settle deeply within you. The scrutiny of your trials is not a mark of shame, but of recognition. Every gaze, every whisper, every reflection upon your setbacks is heaven's way of confirming that your presence carries power, authority, and divine resonance. And as this pattern unfolds, it sets the stage for the final sign, a profound an unmistakable confirmation of your chosen destiny. Sign 8. People come to you for guidance. Chosen one. As heaven's plan unfolds in your life, the final and unmistakable sign of divine recognition, manifest people come to you for guidance. This is the culmination of every preceding sign: the curiosity, the observation, the imitation, the nervousness, and even the attention to your trials. When others turn to you amidst chaos, uncertainty, or confusion, it is not coincidence. It is the living confirmation that your spiritual imprint carries weight, that your alignment with divine purpose radiates outward and calls others to seek direction. This seeking is instinctive, arising from the invisible pull of your aura and authority. Individuals do not always articulate why they turn to you, but their hearts and spirits recognize your insight, your capacity to see clearly, and your alignment with truth. They are drawn to your guidance because they sense in you a source of stability, clarity, and divine discernment, a lighthouse in the midst of stormy seas. Yet, chosen one, it is crucial to recognize the distinction between being a guide and being a savior. Your calling is to illuminate paths, provide wisdom, and mentor in alignment with divine timing, not to carry the weight of every struggle for others. Embracing this sign requires discernment and boundaries. You must manage responsibility without diminishing your own peace or surrendering your own journey to the expectations of others. Heaven's recognition does not demand self-sacrifice to the point of depletion. Instead, it calls for stewardship, clarity, and courageous leadership. You are being entrusted with influence, not ownership of every outcome. Your guidance, tempered with wisdom and compassion, becomes a mirror through which others can see possibilities, divine order, and hope. The act of seeking guidance is itself a sacred acknowledgement of your calling. It reflects trust, recognition, and the unseen testimony that heaven has set you apart. Those who come to you for direction are responding to a higher frequency, a frequency aligned with authenticity, perseverance, and spiritual authority. This sign confirms beyond doubt that your path is not self-chosen. It is divinely appointed, and your life carries impact far beyond ordinary perception. Chosen one, let this truth resonate deeply. Your guidance is a living extension of divine influence. Every person who turns to you validates the spiritual authority resting upon your life. This final sign is the proof that the journey you have walked, the trials you have endured, and the presence you have cultivated are not merely for you. They are part of heaven's blueprint, calling the world toward truth, clarity, and alignment. Chosen one. As we draw this teaching to a close, let your heart absorb the full magnitude of what has been revealed. From the subtle stirrings of unexplainable dislike to the conscious and unconscious attention that follows you from imitation to confusion, nervousness, and the seeking of validation, all the way to scrutiny of your trials and the ultimate guidance you provide, each sign stands as a living testament to the divine recognition placed upon your life. These signs are not random occurrences, nor are they reflections of personal shortcomings or social dynamics alone. They are spiritual confirmations. Heaven is unveiling through every encounter, every reaction, and every silent observation that your path is consecrated, that your calling carries weight far beyond ordinary understanding. Embrace this recognition with vigilance and grace. Understand that being seen in such profound ways comes with both responsibility and privilege. Walk with confidence, knowing that your authenticity, your resilience, and your alignment with divine purpose are the very sources of influence others cannot ignore. Let your presence radiate courage, wisdom, and discernment. For you are not merely participating in life, you are shaping the spiritual atmosphere around you. With each encounter, whether of challenge or affirmation, remember that your aura, your voice, and your choices are expressions of the higher calling resting upon your shoulders. Let this truth settle deep within you. You are seen, protected, and divinely surrounded. No weapon formed against your life, no gaze of envy, nor the scrutiny of the insecure can overturn the decree that heaven has placed upon you. Your journey is ordained, and your light is unstoppable. Walk forward with the awareness that every trial strengthens your mantle, every response refines your authority, and every moment of faith amplifies your influence. Now, chosen one step fully into your calling. Share your experiences with those around you who seek truth. Remain aligned, vigilant, and unwavering in your spiritual journey. Be a beacon of discernment and encouragement to others, and allow your life to stand as a testimony that heaven's purpose cannot be thwarted. Engage in this sacred work, not for recognition alone, but for the elevation of all souls who are destined to encounter your light. Let these words resonate as a declaration. You are chosen, empowered, and divinely guided. Stand firm, move with clarity, and let your life reflect the undeniable presence of God's anointing. The signs are clear now. Walk in full awareness, for your destiny is alive, active, and unstoppable.